I think for International Women's Day, there is a lot to celebrate this year. We have made a lot of gains. I think when you think of a woman today, especially in Kenya, you think of someone who is empowered. You think of somebody who has a voice and is not afraid to use it. I will take myself as an example, and also all other women parliamentarians who are in the Senate as well as the National Assembly in the Parliament of Kenya. And of course the challenges are rife. There will never be a time where we do not have challenges, but I think what I want as a message to women and also men for International Women's Day is to remember that accelerating action for gender equality will require us to become more diverse in our thinking. It's not just gender equality as we have known it. I think that gender equality and accelerating action towards it includes accelerating action towards gender and AI, towards gender and climate change, right? Toward gender and security. All kinds of topics need to have, absolutely, as a cornerstone, the issue and the lens of gender. So we don't have to just think of what we've always pushed for, which is 2/3 gender within different parliamentary laws and so on and so forth, but how can we go beyond that? Because the world is moving very, very quickly. It itself is accelerating, and we have to keep up if we are going to achieve full and productive types of gender equality moving forward in the next 10, 20, 30, 50 years that we are going to be fighting for women's rights.
The message of hope that I would give grassroots women for this International Women's Day and of course moving forward, of course, is that as much as we are suffering, we are facing a lot of GBV, a lot of femicide cases. Almost every week you hear of a story online or in the newspapers or on television, and it's heartbreaking. However, I do believe that there is something to be said for getting men to be allies. I know that of course a lot of gender-based violence and IPV is perpetuated by the very men that we love and we trust and we live with. But how about the young boys and men that we are raising? How are we getting them on board and creating allies and champions within our boys so that when they grow up and become of age, they understand the importance of equity, the importance of taking care of the women in their households, in their communities, and in their countries. I also think that women need to move forward as a unit, togetherness, in terms of understanding what the signs are very early, red flags very early, and not to give the excuse of, oh, it's just our culture, it's just the way our household runs, this is how our grandmothers and our great-grandmothers vumilia, as they like to say, walivumilia, so mina vumilia tu, usivumilie. There is nothing, absolutely nothing wrong with seeing something, saying something so that you can sort that something out as soon as possible.
On affirmative action and the 2/3 gender rule, I don't think that it has helped to see meaningful participation of women. I think, yes, there's one issue of let's get women in the door, but when they're in the door, are they at the table? Are they partaking on discussions which are critical to what makes this parliament and what makes the government in general tick? That's the real question, because you can have women just for the sake of the optics, but are they participating fully? Are they being brought on board in leadership and in critical decision-making positions and conversations? That is the question that we have to ask and tackle. Otherwise, it'll just be lip service.